Hi, thank you so much for your patience. And sorry this took a little bit longer than normal. Well, what I want to be normal. But anyway, so the similarities between all of them is that they're all mostly lined with a minimal shading, and the like black areas are very minimalized. And also with all of them, I'm imagining the centerpiece as a spell on its own, and the surrounding is either casting it or it's like a bigger spell around it, and tying it all flows like from your inner knee to your outer upper hip, to because I see it feels like that's a flow. And yeah, and so the minimalized lines to tie in with the inner spell of the existing piece, and light shading, and very minimal black spaces, and also little hints like lead up to the upper hip, that ties in to everything. So yeah, here's on to the first sketch. Hi, and here's concept A. This one is a dream god cat, where they're like the kitten is like wispy around the edges, so its tail is like long and it turns into wispy, so it doesn't have like a solid end. And the cat has like tabby stripes that like um, ripple out from its body, like it's semi-detached, and it like ripples around. So in its dreaming, the existing piece is like its main dream, and around it you have like elements of said dream, but like it's becoming realized. Like the outer is like the possibilities, and the inner is like the actual dream. So that's why you have like little leaves here and there, and little mushrooms, like semi cute, creepy mushrooms around the edges and along the top. And yeah, so wispy cat dreaming its dream with dream elements on the edges to like tie in everything as if it's like it's like merging into the actual dream. Here's concept B with a manwich, like a mushroom manwich, and he has two familiars, like cat familiars, that are wispy as well. And again, minimalized, really dark spaces and mostly line. And so the darkest points here will probably be the witch's hat and a little bit of the mushroom it's sitting on. And the mushroom it's sitting on is like a creepy cute mushroom, and it's like casting the spell of your existing tattoo, and its two familiars are helping. So its two familiars are like wispy, and it has like some leaves behind it, and yeah, and those are like mostly lines to tie in with the lines of the spell of your existing tattoo. And yeah, so manwich casting a spell with its two familiars. Concept C is two fairies casting a spell. And the idea behind this is kind of a la to the men witches, but they're fairies. They're male fairies, and they still have heels, but instead of like boots, it like merges with their skin. So the boots is would be dark, and then, or it could be like a light shade, and then it fades up their thigh between before it fades into their skin. And so it's mostly lines again, and so they're both casting a spell, and that the one at the bottom is coming from like their arms, and probably their hair like forms up and forms some leaves at the tips, very like loose, and not like line heavy at the edges, so it like merges with like the space using your negative space of your skin. And at the top, the very at the top will probably have dark hair, and that like probably forms like more wispy, probably more lines, but the like tips will probably be like more shaded, and that like follows the form of from your inner knee to your upper hip, and follows that flow. So two fairies casting a spell with their heels that merge into their body, and just line work. And here's sketch D, with a men witch and their cape. forms this. So they're casting the spell as well, but their cape is helping them, and their cape is like wispy, like it's a puddle in the air, and forms like leaves here and there, and mushrooms here and there as well, and probably like some line work near the a bit more line work near the grassy parts of your existing tattoo, but just to like merge with it. So their inner cape is like the bringing the spell to life, and the outer cape is like gradually like forming like the hints of what's forming in the middle, and at the top it's more like cloud-ish, but like the wispy flow up there, and it like follows the path of the flow that I mentioned before. And yeah, so here's a men witch with a Betty chain and casting the spell of your existing tattoo with their cape. Oh, and also probably some black stars up the top too. So the bottom would be like more earthy elements of their cape, and the top would be like more starry too. And here's concept E. So I was just thinking maybe one without too many subject matter, like closer to just a flow type. So, but this one like looks like a cat at the bottom and like leaves here and there. So as if the spell of your existing tattoo is like flowing out, and it's like losing its tangibility as it gets farther from it. So and probably, yeah, so mostly lines, and the wrist at the top is just like a wispy extension from one of your tattoo edges. And so yeah, and the like, so a wispy outing flow of your existing tattoo, and less like subject matter and more like just a wispy part, and lines and faint shading. And there's a cap, but it could just be like abstract as well, with like leaves here and there, and mushrooms here and there too, like shaded but also line a little bit, like that leaf example at the top. Yeah, that's like a quick example.